Hello everyone. It's James again. And before I start today's video, I just want to quickly say, all work in this video contains 100% original content of and by myself James Smith, otherwise known as Bgood 4000, and was uniquely created with NAWMAL software, by myself James Smith. As I purchased commercial rights from NAWMAL to produce my unique and original video with this software. Commentary is uniquely my own thoughts, feelings, and expressions. Now that I have that out of the way, I do hope your day is going way better than fantastic. And your journey to self-betterment is going way better than fantastic as well. Today I wanted to talk about something important and try to the best of my ability to answer a question. The question is, what do I think about the Danae Jackson? Derek Jackson's wife or ex-wife? I'm not really sure if they are still married or not. So please forgive me on that, as I haven't followed much of their story. I just remembered a while back he was shown to be not a very good husband to his wife, when he was trying to teach men how to be a good husband. I'm sure there is a lot I'm missing here, but that's the extent of what I was aware of. Well, it appears that Danae Jackson has given an interview or some interviews on that matter. I did have a moment to listen to some of it, so my take on this will be very limited. However, what it sounded like to me, and I could be wrong in my assumption, but his wife and the other women he was involved with gave him a pass because of his status and financial situation. She had mentioned to the interviewer that they basically, as the women in Derek's life, acted like they had shifts, passing each other in the hallway, on the way to leave the home, when the next woman were to arrive and do her shift. And from what it appears, this was willingly being done by most if not all of the parties involved. At least for what I can tell from the little bit that I've heard. I could be wrong, as I don't have all of the facts. But this is what it looks like, from a bird's eye view. Now, I'm not going to slam these people for choosing to live their lives the way they want to live it, because that's what free will is all about. However, we live in a world where loneliness is on the rise. And one of the reasons it's on the rise is, we are told if you as a man aren't making a six-figure income or more, then you aren't worth anything and no woman will want to be with you. And women are told, if you aren't with a man that makes six figures or more, and he can't take you to Dubai on a whim, and he can't buy you whatever trinket or clothes or shoes or handbags that you desire, then the man you are with is a loser. And you as a woman is a loser for not picking a man that can do such things. What is this leading to? Relationships without love that are completely or mainly transactional only. And we know that if something goes on long enough, and it gets passed down from one generation to the next, it will become all they know. Because they have no point of reference of how things used to be. What do I mean by that? If you have kids born into a world where everyone sees everyone else as a transaction, or how can I get something superficial out of this person over there or that person over there, you will have a world with nothing but narcissists as the default. And if you believe that true evil and that demons exist in the world, and they do their evil through narcissists, psychopaths, and other toxic people, then this would be an ideal way for evil to take over humanity. And that is to institute a way for people to give up on loving one another, and for that to be seen as weak, and for treating people in a transactional way as a way to be seen as strong and normal. And the more this becomes normalized and it passes down from one generation to the next, this will become a big problem in the world. Have you noticed on these dating shows? The women brought on these shows are asked, how much would it take for you to submit or show respect to the man you are with? It's always about money. And the answer that comes back is always about money. You never hear character, love, kindness, a belief in God. Now there are people with these great traits in the world. Now don't be confused. They too are sinners and non-perfect people. Much like Derek Jackson and those around him aren't perfect people. And I don't want to throw stones. Because at the end of the day we are all sinners. And I don't know the full story. But with that said, if what little bit we just talked about right now is true, it just lets us know that relationships have been reduced down to money in the eyes of many. And this is why loneliness is on the rise. Because there are a great many that don't fit into this superficial game. You see, we are told over and over again that we need to become more like Jesus. Now, no matter how hard we try, we will never become as great and flawless as Jesus. Because we are all sinners. But we can try our best. You see, in the Bible we see story after story, where God just wants us to love Him. Not because of a miracle or wealth He can give to us. He just wants us to love Him because we love Him on our own free will. No matter how bad the chips are down, we still love Him. And you see examples of some mighty strong in their faith and love hang in there with God no matter what. But there were many that would tell these people, hey, you lost your wealth. It looks like God doesn't love you anymore. Even Job's wife told him to curse God and to delete himself basically. All because all of his worldly blessings were removed from his life. There was the rich man that stepped over Lazarus begging to just eat in the Bible. And how he was treated was way less than human. And this was something, let's just say, that didn't make God very happy at all. Joseph went through not only poverty but was sold by his own brothers to an enemy that would imprison him for something he didn't do. What can we learn from all of this? God wants us to love Him unconditionally, as we should love one another the same way. No, that doesn't mean stick it out with a narcissist or something that is evil. However, why is it that we look at the wrong things when we are wanting to have someone become a part of our very precious life? People are quickly sized up not based on who they are, but more so on what they have. And this is something that many of us can relate to growing up if you were on the poor side. Do you remember going over to play with a friend that maybe they lived in a nice house and you didn't? The parents in many. Not all. Because there were some great parents out there. But there were some parents of these kids that would start asking you as a child some really adult questions. Like as if you were in a job interview needing to prove your worth to be in their home. Well, with societal narcissism, this is being pushed and pushed and pushed to say, if you don't have this or that, you're a loser. You don't deserve love. You don't deserve kindness. You don't deserve anyone to look your way and even acknowledge that you exist. And instead of being in loving relationships, people are willing to forego love, having common interests and friendships, for being with someone that can buy them an expensive retail item. Now, though, even though this is the case, the loneliness problem many are facing tells me one thing. This problem hasn't taken complete hold. It hasn't. There are still some, yes, flawed people out there, but with lots of love in their heart. The narrative has to change. Instead of what can you buy me, it should be how do you treat me? Do you treat me with love and kindness and care? Or are you wanting your money and status to be the only thing that keeps me around? These are some very important things to think about. I think this is a great place to stop. With that said, I do hope your day is blessed. And until next time, bye for now. And be good to yourself.